Hey guys, today we're gonna watch the Spiffing Brit checking out Oblivion Remastered. Oblivion is one of the first Elder Scrolls, or it's the first Elder Scrolls game that I've played, and I always loved Elder Scrolls, and Oblivion is just so nostalgic to me, so this should be kind of cool. Welcome in, guys.
Welcome back to Oblivion Remastered, a game that proves Bethesda's best business moves are when they just repackage an existing product and sell it again. But of course, there is one thing Bethesda is good at. It's creating a game filled with so many bugs and glitches,
I mean,
this one
is a pretty good remaster, though. This was a pretty awesome remaster.
YouTube's greatest exploiter and breaker of games. Now, previously, we conjured Reanu into the game and used a few overpowered features to make him 100% invisible and provide him with an infinite supply of gold, items, and poison apples that instant kill anything in the game. However, just because we made a character that can't be perceived and can trick people into eating funky fruits does not mean we've created an unstoppable godlike entity that can solo anything in this game's universe. So today, I'll be using many unintended features to create the true god of video games, Reanu. Grab yourselves a nice warm cup of Yorkshire tea and salute this picture of my corgi as we're about to begin. But first, a disclaimer. Welcome back into the game, ladies and gentlemen, where we're going to be taking Reanu from what is a invisible sausage who's relatively powerful into a being that simply cannot be stopped and will quite possibly destroy the universe. Actually, wait, why is he standing? He should sit down. Let's have a sit in this comfy chair. Yes, there we go, that's more like it. So my mission today is rather simple. If we take a look at our stats, we're relatively okay. We have a decent amount of magicka, we have a decent amount of fatigue, and an acceptable level of health. However, that doesn't mean that we can actually play this game very well. Trying to defeat various bosses is going to take forever, and there are some enemies that can't be defeated by a poison apple. Alright, let me whack this rat. Jeez, come on, I'm doing a pathetic amount of damage.
We whacked this rat,
sir, I am swinging Umbra, an incredible weapon, and yet it takes me a decent amount of time to kill a rat? Yeah, this is not exactly a very good sign at all. If a rat's able to put a decent dent into our hero, then we're not exactly going to be much of a hero in the first place. So yes, we need to begin our glorious adventures, and we're going to make our way to a very important area. So, welcome to the lovely wintry Bruma, ladies and gentlemen. Now, up there on the mountain, you'll probably notice there's a lovely big building. This is the Frostcrag Spire, an item added as a DLC into the game because people were so frustrated having to go through the entirety of the Mage Guild questline just so they could make their own spells. So yes, this building now exists. In order to make it work, though, we are going to have to travel our way all the way up, which is fine because I can do this lovely little hopping technique.
Is that a new one?
Yes,
it's a new
look
building?
at me go. I'm such an acrobat.
I didn't know there was a new one for the remake. Is it? It's been so long that I played.
A gravity-defying structure, perfect for a wizard.
It's been so long that I played this game, right?
Now that we've discovered it, we can fast travel here whenever we want. If we look off in this direction, this is actually Skyrim, I know. There's dragons over there, Yo Balgruff, and all of that nonsense. Anyway, right, this is Frostcrag Spire.
Yeah, the regions of this game are awesome.
To unlock it, you can just waltz on in and, yes, try and pick the door. Or in my case, because we exploited the lock-picking mechanic.
I honestly, I think this game has, in my opinion, the best lock-picking mechanic. I think the Skyrim one's pretty good too, but it does say a lot about like old Bethesda though, where basically they invented the best lock-picking mechanics you can find. So Oblivion's lock-picking mechanic, I love it. And Skyrim/Fallout is just 10 out of 10, honestly.
Last video, I just press auto attempt once and I'm in. Now we have to do is read this book, which tells us how to use Frostcrag Spire, and it will magically reveal what we have ahead of us. Yes, special magic. Come on, bring this wall down. Huzzah! Yes, this is the environment where all of the best game breaking takes place. If you see in this area, we have access to several key important things. The Atronak Altar for creating some very overpowered summons, the Altar of Spellmaking for making some overpowered spells, and what we're going to be using to break the game, the Altar of Enchanting. And we're going to exploit a bug to push enchantments to a level beyond even Todd Howard's comprehension. But we are going to need some mage tallow candles to use any of this equipment, and that means we're going to have to go and buy some. Stop! Oh dear.
You violated law.
Oh dear, I've immediately found a guard. Okay, I can pay a fine. Oh, it's only 1,000 gold. Yeah, sure.
They did such a good job with the armor and stuff
have
too.
my gold. Okay. So yeah, in the last video, we did kill a few people and potentially get a small amount of a bounty. But a 1,000 gold bounty after murdering like 12 people feels actually pretty good. Right, now in order to buy these...
I honestly think they did an incredible job with this remake. I mean, obviously, it's been like 15 or more years that I played Oblivion. I love the game. I played it. I think I might have played it when it came out. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure I did. I'm 30 years old. I turned 30 on November 5th, right? So it's been a minute. But like this game is like what that like younger brain of mine saw when I played this game, right? Does that make sense? It's like when I was younger and I played this game, this is like what my underdeveloped brain thought I saw. Because if you go back to like older games, right? If you go back to like older games that you've played, it's like you're playing it, you're like, oh, this looks horrible. You remember it better than what it actually is, right? This game honestly kind of feels like this remake honestly kind of feels like it feels like what I saw, like what I remember the game as, right?
Mage tallow candles, you are going to need money, and in order to get money, the best way is to sell items to merchants. But maybe you've just spawned in, maybe you haven't watched the last video, and so maybe you need items to sell. Well, it's actually quite simple. You don't need to go exploring through dangerous dungeons or completing quests. No, all you need is an empty wooden box. Simply find yourself a lovely crate. Go into this lovely menu here and take everything out of it. Then inside of this box, just put something of relatively decent value, like say this ring of Khajiit worth 4,700 gold. Then in order to duplicate it, we're simply going to drag our big stack of items where we have 34 dwarven arrows onto this ring of Khajiit, press enter, and then after we do that, we simply click on the ring of Khajiit, bring it back into our inventory, and now we have 34 of them. There you go, we have just basically summoned matter out of thin air, and most importantly, it's expensive matter that merchants want to buy. So into the Mystic Emporium we go.
I hope I can help.
We can now approach the lovely merchant here and sell him a few of our rings of Khajiit. There we go. Now that we've got some extra gold, we're going to be able to have
telling
a
me
chat
this isn't a
with
normal
this
playthrough.
wonderful NPC who loves us and buy all of the upgrades for the Frostcrag Manor.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Make sure to grab the Mage Tallow Candles box, of course. Oh, we are also going to need some other things. We're going to need some Grand Soul Gems. Luckily for me, I duplicated quite a few of them earlier, so I can buy 102 of them for 51,000 gold. Perfect. We are now at the point where we're able to start executing this exploit. So all we're going to need to do is travel on back to Frostcrag Spire and get ourselves set up for a little bit of creative gameplay engineering. Now, Reanu ultimately is the most powerful entity any video game has ever seen, and we really need to have that properly represented. We need to show true power, true unstoppable prowess, the kind of which that could break any game. And the way in which we're going to do this is quite simple. Firstly, we need to get ourselves some Mage Tallow Candles deployed, and now we can actually do some enchanting. The way it works is quite simple. I can put in an item, I can then put in a soul gem of some kind, and then pick an effect to be applied to this item. For example, I could add some fire damage to this iron sword, maybe have it do an extra 100 damage every single attack. However, in our case, we don't want an iron sword. No, we want something that is significantly more flexible. This is a necklace. Necklaces are much better because you can put significantly better upgrades on them, including some pretty terrible ones, like for example, fire damage on self. We could just make a necklace that for every second we wear it just burns us slightly.
What if you took that? What if that's so bright? What if you took that and you put it, like, you pickpocketed someone and put it on them?
Incredible design. I'm going to create a very basic shield necklace. It is going to cost me 100 gold to create, and well, bam, there we go. We've enchanted ourselves a brand new item. Now, in order to actually see how this exploit is working, we can hop on into the active effects and see that I currently have a shield effect of 15%. This is because of my Lord birth sign giving me a little advantage. However, as soon as I decide to equip the shield necklace, my shield skill will actually be increased, and I'm now up to 25% shield. The problem is, as soon as we unequip this ring or drop it on the floor, the game is going to remove the effect from us. So we actually need to use an exploit that existed in the first Oblivion game to make this thing last.
Oh my god.
I'm then going
old exploits. Old exploits still exist in the remaster. That's crazy.
Transport myself over to the Frostcrag living area. And the reason I'm up here is rather simple. There is a lovely chest that I can access, and in this chest we're going to do something rather simple. We're going to add the silver necklace into the chest and just duplicate it a very small amount. We're going to grab ourselves our poisoned apple, drop it over to the shield necklace, and just hit enter twice. This then puts the shield necklace inside of our inventory, and bam, there we go. We now have 9 of them. Now I just need to make sure I had the necklace equipped, and then I can go back into the chest and find a stack of items that has the same amount as our necklaces. As we just used the apples to duplicate the necklace, well, we may as well use the same apples again here. But now if we drag the poisoned apples across, they don't seem to transfer. And that's just another classic Oblivion bug. But the game game engine still has it queued up that it needs to transfer 9 items. So now if we click on the stack of necklaces, but not the one we have equipped, the game will transfer all 9 instead of just the 8 that we had spare here. The problem was we didn't click on the shield necklace we have equipped, which means the game's code never runs the actual call to action saying that it's been unequipped. So now when we go into our magic menu and see our active effects, you can see that we're currently still receiving the 10% shield from the shield necklace without us actually wearing it. Yes, it is visibly there on our character, but trust me, it actually isn't. We can now go and equip a different necklace and we'll still keep the effect. So yes, we're going to be using this very simple gameplay feature and pushing it to its extreme. 10% shield is hardly going to break the game, and you might have noticed that the amount of enchantments we had available were incredibly limited. Everything is tied to your magical knowledge, meaning if you have magical knowledge of a spell, that means you know how to use its effects. But for us, that just means we need to go back to the Imperial City and buy some more spells. And there we go. I've collected all of our lovely ingredients so we can...
Okay, so I'm starting to think... you did say it at the beginning. I'm starting to realize that this isn't a normal playthrough, and I think I'm not gonna lie, guys. It might be, you know, I don't know. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself here, but I'm starting to think maybe he likes to break his games.
What?
I don't know. Maybe I'm a little slow, but I'm thinking maybe 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 he kind of break. I think he kind of like tries to break his games a little bit, you know?
Super really run our way back up to Frostcrag Spire. What is up with the running animations in this game? They're so goofy. But hey, we are now ready and set up for all of our various shenanigans. So if we make our way over to the Altar of Enchanting, we can see all the new abilities we've unlocked. We could potentially add a constant state of feather onto a bronze amulet for us to enjoy, or maybe something that fortifies our overall fatigue. These things are pretty useful, but they're not going to let us break the game. And the main reasoning is in order to actually apply an enchantment to something, you also kind of need to be able to use the spell. So that means in order to pull off this exploit, I'm going to also have to improve some of my magical abilities. Oh my goodness, Reanu Keeves, we're actually going to have to play the game of Oblivion.
It's such a good game though, and the music was amazing too.
You didn't actually think I was going to play normally to level up, did you?
Oh
no,
man,
of course
yes,
not.
I
That
did.
would have been foolish of you. I've made myself 2 new spells.
No!
Punch Self and
What the
Fix Self, which as you can see,
Bro.
let me repeately set myself
No!
on fire and then
I was
heal
so
away
excited.
the damage, allowing me to easily simultaneously
I was like, finally, finally, yes, we got to see the awesome game. I miss this game so much. We got to watch it get played. It's going to be a good time. I'm not really surprised.
level up my destruction and restoration skills. So yes, I came back to my house on the Imperial waterfront to chug some of my massive store of mana potions whilst I commit this very masochistic act. Look, we don't kink shame Reanu here, whatever floats his boat.
Bro, this is the equivalent. Bro, this is the equivalent of like auto clicking in RuneScape to level up your magic. You know what I mean?
Okay, we're back, ladies and gentlemen, and we are looking better than ever, for our skills have improved. Can you tell? No, of course you can't, because everyone's value is on the inside, not the outside. So yes, when we check all of our fancy skills, you can see that we're up to restoration level 76, and we're up to 75 in destruction. By achieving this level, we're now able to craft enchantments and spells that actually fortify an attribute. This is where things are going to get very, very broken and very, very powerful. But in order to pull this exploit off, we're going to need a large amount of new necklaces to wear. So that means we quite simply need to duplicate our lovely bronze amulet, which we will do like so, and huzzah, we now have 34 of them. It really is that simple. So with 34 bronze amulets, we should now be ready to pull off our little exploit. For the sake of keeping my life simple, I'm going to drop down all but one of these necklaces on the ground next to me. There you go, there's 33 of them. That way we can pick a new one up every time we repeat this exploit. So first things first, which attribute are we going to be messing with today? Well, I think it's very important for someone to get around in life, and the best way to do that is with a little bit of speed. So we're going to make a new amulet and call it Speed 1. This will cost us only an amulet, a grand soul gem, and 1,000 gold.
Deja vu.
Hardly expensive. And with all of that completed, we can click enchant. So there we go, congratulations, we've made a brand new necklace that will increase our speed by 10 points.
speeds.
And one little exploit later, we can now run a bit quicker. Anyway, that's our first speed necklace complete. Let's go back on up to the top, where we can now once again go over to the Altar of Enchanting, and I can pick up myself a brand new bronze amulet. Now, the only thing we have to do here is to make sure that the item we're enchanting has a different name, so we're going to call it Speed 2. And just like that, a wholly brand new original idea of an enchantment has been created. But then, disaster struck. After duplicating the second speed necklace, I realized that my speed hadn't increased to 80, no, it had remained at 70, as the original Speed 1 necklace effect had been stripped away. Does this mean that my plans of creating an infinitely statted character have been destroyed? No, of course not. No. I'm the Spiffing Brit, and that means I will continuously find a new way to break a video game. And after just 15 more minutes of experimenting, I found it. Right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
15
We're
minutes?
once again trying to get an additional effect out.
It only took him 15 minutes, you're kidding me?
Into my character. As you can see, currently we have the Speed 1 necklace.
After a painstaking and horrible 15 minutes, I have finally discovered it.
And I found a way to get a second one added. The way in which we do this is pretty simple. We just need to wait for a period of time. I'm sure 24 hours is definitely overkill for what we're planning here, but that's what I'm going to do. It's not like there's an Oblivion crisis going on or anything that I need to worry about. So there we go. After waiting for one full day, I'm now going to go into this chest and basically do the exact same exploit that I talked about previously. We are going to move in all of our lovely speed rings and move them back into our inventory. Now, after doing that, I'm going to wait for an extra hour. Do I have to do this? I don't know, but these are the extra steps that I experimented with that for some reason worked. Now what I do is equip the next Speed 2 necklace, and if we go over to the magic tab, you can see that my speed is being fortified by 20 points, and both enchantments are currently active. This is very good indeed. Now we need to do is finish off the exploit by forcefully unequipping the Speed 2 necklace. And if I check my overall character stats, yes, my speed is now up to 80, and it's staying there permanently. Look, I am slightly faster than I previously was. Wow, I'm Mr. Speedo. So yes, it is an incredibly convoluted way of applying permanent
like a
enchantments
superhero,
that
Mr.
requires you to
Speedo.
wait for arbitrary amounts
It's
of
like that gum. What is it? The gum commercial.
But when it works, ladies and gentlemen,
A juicy
it works
fruit.
well. The main downside to all this, though, is just how long it takes. And so for maximum efficiency, I also started doing this exploit for not only amulets, but also rings. And so I'm quite quickly able to get up to ridiculous speeds. However, buffing out the rest of the
110,
stats would just take too long. If only there was one statistic that improved all other skills. Oh, what's that, Todd? There is. It's called luck. Thank you very much. Luck basically works as the base attribute for everything else this game has to offer. An increase to luck improves basically all of your skills. So instead of wasting time improving every single stat in the game,
like
we can
crits and
just
stuff,
overbuff our luck instead. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, I have been improving my character stats quite a bit to the point where my
301.
luck skill is now up to 301 and my speed is up to 190. Yes, Reanu Reeves is currently able to outrun all enemies in the game and run faster than most horses.
He is
I guess we
fast.
can now sign him up for the anime horse scale racing game and he would easily win every time.
Why does he kind of run like Uma Musume's, actually? Wait, why does he actually kind of run like Uma Musume's?
How fast I am?
He's got that Uma Musume sprint going.
Still, my goal today, ladies and gents, is to win the entire
Oh my god, he
arena.
does.
I want to prove that we are the greatest warrior, and one of the ways we can do that with our current build is to cheese the game ever so slightly. The luck attribute in the game, of course, improves the success rate of all of your skills, but most importantly, there is a single weapon in the game that is affected by luck, and that is Mehrunes Razor. It's a tiny dagger
yeah, I
with
remember
a
this
very low
one. That's a
percentage
good-
chance of killing something instantly.
a
However,
really
the
good-
more luck you have, the higher the percentage chance of that thing firing. And so I mean,
man.
why create a weapon that can actually one-hit everything when instead I can create the luckiest being alive, that when using a low percentage chance weapon can in fact kill everything.
Oh man.
Okay, I need extra health because I'm dying to just literally jumping around in a circle.
This is gonna be
We're off
interesting.
to Sundercliff Watch.
Because this game's
where we
actually
will
physics-based,
encounter an
right? Like
incredibly
pain and
dangerous
arrows and all
dungeon.
that. I'm
However,
pretty sure.
if we can survive it, we will be able to get our hands on one of the most powerful weapons ever conjured. If we simply run in this direction for 1,800 steps, we are going to make our way to our destination.
I really gotta replay this game,
I am
bro.
now swift.
I gotta
Even
play
when
this
it
game
comes
again.
to swimming, look at me go. Oh, look at deer.
Look at him
Can I
go, he's so
outrun the deer?
fast.
Yes, I can outrun the deer. And here it is, the wonderful Sundercliff watch has been discovered.
I really have to
Home
replay
to
this
the
game
glorious Mehrunes razor.
normally.
Yes, and I get my little quest updated with
Not with
this icon
exploits.
of what appears to be a goblin sniffing a flower. Now, of course, we're not the only ones looking for this razor, so we're going to have to fight our way through a bunch of mercenaries to get it.
Oh, so they're all looking for it too in the game. Interesting.
Actually, all of these enemies have a surprisingly good amount of health and do a decent amount of damage. Hello there, men.
I think
Pleasure
every
to
hit
meet
he
you.
has is a
You
crit.
appear to have ever so slightly bugged out in terms of combat AI, but that's okay with me. Bonk and bonk. Reanu Reeves was being more powerful than the average soldier in group.
And this game, honestly, it blows me away how basically they kept like the same engine and then they just put a layer of amazing graphics over it. I'm pretty sure that's what they did, right? So they're still using like their creation engine, but like it's like overlaid with like the Unreal Engine 5, right? Which is just kind of crazy.
Fights like this isn't exactly the world's
It looks
greatest.
beautiful. It's gorgeous. How do you even do that?
Right here. I feel like he should be able to detect me. Okay.
that's a little,
no, he can't.
Maybe it's his luck.
That's okay, game. I won't question it. I think some of these enemies are a bit stupid. Now, as we enter the
bit.
dungeon, we find out that the man in charge is some sort of mage who's obsessed with obtaining this dagger, and he's enchanted 2 orbs that we need in order to proceed into the catacombs. Luckily, we stumble into the first orb quite quickly, but the second has been left with the Forge Master, all the way on the other side of the cave. Time for another murder montage.
Kind of vibes, not gonna lie, kind of hits.
Well, it would appear that most of the Drothmeri accidentally hit each other with bows and arrows, and so end up fighting each other, which is quite fun indeed. I don't actually have to do much. They just all end up dying of their own accord. You know, seeing as I'm here to pick up Mehrunes' razor, I might as well grab something else as well. And that is over here. Yes, is it? It's the hoe. This is the special hoe. Please tell me the developers kept it in. No, it's just the regular hoe. Oh, game, come on. Okay, so in the original game, this hoe has a very unique enchantment on it that actually diseases anyone it hits. And it would seem that the developers don't like fun, for they have not included it again.
Seems the
What a
developers
shame.
don't like
Still,
fun.
my quest takes me onwards, and
Maybe
I
it's just,
might as well
honestly, they probably just overlooked it. That's probably just an oversight. Honestly, I'd say they would have added it, but they just didn't realize at the
this
time.
exciting new weapon to try and kill this soldier. So, death by hoe. Okay, this weapon is actually terrible. My goodness, it sucks. Okay, I'm sorry, hoe, but yeah, you are useless. Maybe I'll save you for another day and I can break the game with you.
That's what they used to tell me in high
I think I've made
school.
my way through to the
in
next
college.
objective where, hello, who we got here? It's Weapons Apprentice, who can't see me. Why can no one in this game actually process my existence?
I wonder if that's his luck. I honestly think that might be related to his
there's
luck.
just a large amount of Argonian laborers who appear to be
He's just so lucky
trying
they
to
just can't
slowly
perceive
punch
him.
me to death. Oh, look, and it's the Forge
Well, he's
Master.
gotta be, right?
He's, I guess, the little boss of this area. Unfortunately,
is he the one
for
that makes
him,
the
he
razors
is
and
not
stuff?
powerful enough. Thank you for the Forge Master's amulet, though. Ooh, that would be an overpowered thing to stack. You know, I am going to wear his little apron. Look at me, I'm great. I look like a chef more than I do a Forge Master, but this is fun. So, one of the advantages of our incredibly high luck stat is it actually increases the success rate of all of our skills. This includes armory repairing, a skill that I absolutely suck at. However, my abilities have been massively increased by my luck stat just boosting me even more. Alright, now into the Forge Master's tent we go, where inside we should have ourselves, yes, Bezoar, which now means I can
Enchanted
enter into this
Bezoar.
super sneaky dungeon and get my hands on the razor.
Ooh. Wait, why does that sound like Britney
I
Spears?
have now entered
You
into
guys
a
hear that
lost
too?
city where
Wait,
some
is that
people
Britney
in front of
Spears?
me appear to be fighting each other. Yes, it looks like
Okay.
potentially some vampires or necromancers. Oh, not vampires.
Do they have pants on?
Insufferable little beasties.
Do they have pants on? I
Unfortunately
swear,
for
I
my
just saw
enemies,
some like
vampires drop magic staves,
some
and
cheeks.
magic staves are great.
They saw that too?
Jeez, this particular one is crazy. Oh, there's a gentleman up ahead. Who is it?
Oh man, I really
You
gotta replay this
vampire.
game.
Okay, right.
We
sir,
started it,
how
but I
about
haven't gotten to
magical
finish
stormy
it.
thing? Oh, rest in peace. Oh, here we go. I finally arrived. And yes, I found myself next to Fraven Drofan, who has this key, so I'll just take that. And goodbye, sir, I guess.
Who's the guy that he
Shame
revived
you
there?
died. So there we go. I've defeated a Drofmeri army that's trying to basically overthrow the Empire. But most importantly, I have Misray Feifeng here. I basically have to kill this gentleman in order to open up that gate and get my hands on the dagger. And in order to do that, I need to steal his heart. There we go. Now that I have his heart, I can now eat it. And of course, that kind of makes him a little bit angry. But that's completely fine. Yes, I get a little bit of a cannibal disease, but that's okay, as he is now dead. Huzzah.
Wait, hold on. Okay, so he pickpocketed. So he pickpocketed his heart, and then he ate it. Did he need to eat that? I don't. Wait, did he need to eat that? Is that like, was that? Wait, was that like, I don't. Okay.
The gate is now open, and inside is the one true weapon, Mehrunes' razor. Yes, look at it. It has Daedric Banishing on strike, which basically means every time we hit an enemy scaled off of our luck, we've a percentage chance to simply banish someone to the realm of the Daedra.
Oh, that's hilarious.
There's a rat here, and well, yeah, it died.
Wow, that's wrong place, wrong time, honestly.
Now, the way in which you need to calculate the percentage success chance of Mehrunes' razor is to get your current luck stat and times it by 0.05. This currently gives us a 15% chance every time we hit an enemy to just wipe them out of existence. Combined with our incredible speed, that actually makes us a rather dangerous enemy. I think there's a camp here with a bandit. Yes, good, we've got a couple of bandits here. Hello, you bandit bow woman. Stab once, you'll find. Stab once, you'll find again. So let's keep going. One of these will land, and there we go. Now I can do the same with you.
So it banishes their soul, does it? It like banishes their soul to the Daedric realm, which is basically hell, right?
We go. Dagon claims the soul. Now, for the poor people who die by this blade, they are never going to experience happy, joyous afterlife. No, they will only experience perpetual suffering and torment. So my magical blade now equipped, I think it's time for me to make my way over to the arena and truly show those fools who is perfectly balanced.
Who's perfectly balanced. He did it. He said the thing.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I've made my way over to the Imperial City Arena. Truly an exciting place to be. Now, you can go to the arena for two reasons. You either come here to fight as a gladiator, or you can actually bet on matches. The way this works is rather simple. When I go up to Hunderlin here, I can say, hey, I want to bet on a match. He will then let me pick two teams and say that there's a 50-50 chance of winning. However, luck is an actual tangible thing, meaning that an increased luck stat actually slightly favors the odds in your favor. I'm going to bet 100 gold on the yellow team and throw myself into the arena.
Welcome to the arena.
The way a normal fight works is
so
two
nostalgic.
opponents are given the same randomly leveled amount of gear and told to fight each other. However, any luck you have above the stat of 50 will actually increase the help of the gladiator on your team, and this scales as your luck continues to get higher. However, there's just one minor problem. Due to the developers of almost all Bethesda games bugging everything out, if your luck stat is above 100, you actually no longer give the benefit to the gladiator on your team. Now, we do actually have a 50-50 chance of winning. However, if we had only 98 luck, the yellow champion down there that we've currently bet on would be receiving 25 additional health, which in the combat of Oblivion is actually kind of a big deal. So there we go, we won our bet.
You won! Congratulations!
And made ourselves an extra 100 gold. Yes, we're so good. Right, now down into the arena we go. I think it's time we won on the front lines. So I'm going to speak to Owen here and ask to join the arena.
Put that on.
Yes.
See if it fits okay.
Right, so now that I'm dressed up and ready to go, I'm going to throw myself into the arena.
Great.
Now, here's the thing with my fight. I'm
all dressed up
statistically
for
not very good at all. However, that's not going to stop me. I'm the luckiest being alive, with a dagger that can outright banish someone to hell.
Butter knife.
So we're on the
butter
blue
knife
team
of
against
power.
the yellow team. Here's a brand new exciting combatant, and would you look at that? They're pretty decently leveled. They've got some exciting equipment, and they're even able to run rather fast. The only problem for them is that my blade has a small percentage chance of outright banishing them to a different dimension. So let's do that.
They're so old, really.
And there we go. Huzzah.
Oh man, that's rough.
Now, I did notice my health was going down quite rapidly, though, so that's not exactly a very good sign. Whilst the dagger can have an incredibly high chance to one-hit the enemy, it doesn't really matter if the enemy can one-hit me. Anyway, we get our 50 gold.
This is your payout.
Now, here's the thing. I don't particularly feel that we are the greatest champion in the world. I think we need to significantly improve ourselves, and the way in which I think we can do that is rather simple, with a few more cheesy exploits. So yes, I'm going to run back to Frostcrag Spire.
I was wondering if he's gonna
get my strength and endurance. Right, okay, so I've been away enchanting and I have managed to improve my stats. My strength is up to 103 and my endurance is up to 112.
Oh my gosh.
Beyond strength 100, the increased damage
I was thinking he'd try to get like 1,000 luck so then he can get like 100% chance of vanishing.
Get just completely stops, and our endurance thankfully has raised up our health pool to a very respectable 374. Our shield magnitude is now up to 77%. This basically means it's very difficult for us to take damage. So yes, it's safe to say we're an absolute nightmare to kill. Right, I'm going to say I'm ready for a match. Let's go. Of course, with the first attack I make, there's basically a 15% chance that the enemy is obliterated, and I even made myself a new spell that allows me to go even faster than normal. So try and catch me, sir. Look at me go. Whee!
Yo, he does run like an Uma Musume. You see that?
I'm just already behind him. Anyway, right, I will just hit over and over again, and eventually one of these things will instantly kill them. And there we go. Their soul has been claimed by Dagon.
9 souls
And of course,
claimed.
you notice my health pool basically never depleted. Right, Owen, let me into the next match, please.
This next match is going to be a challenge. So you can fight. You've risen in rank.
You've risen in rank.
You're a warrior now.
You're a warrior now.
And with that, we're here for our penultimate fight.
Oh,
First,
the
we have to
final
deal
one.
with the yellow team before we can challenge the champion of the arena. Now we've got
Almost.
to go up against 3 enemies, one of whom is the yellow team champion.
I sent Pork Chop the Boar up to the arena to help you out.
Oh, I don't want Pork Chop to
Chop
die.
the
He's so
Boar.
good. Alright, so up into the arena we go. Here's our good friend Pork Chop.
Oh, he's actually got a
Thank you
boar.
for being here
He's
to
so
save
cute.
me.
But not let the boar die.
So we go in, I summon myself my scam, and then let's go. Come on, we've got a 10% chance of one-hitting them. That's the mage one-hit.
I think it was like 15% chance, right?
Come on, now it's just the other 2. I need Pork Chop to live. He's a good boy. There we go. That's the champion dead. And just the archer left. No, Archer, don't you dare kill Pork Chop. Yes, we did.
What if you like get like a reward for having Pork Chop stay alive?
Dead. We've done it. And Pork Chop lived. Yes,
Yeah!
Pork Chop.
Yeah!
And so
Yeah!
we finally defeated the whole of the yellow team in the
Pork
arena.
Chop's alive!
All of those side characters who I'm sure you grew to love are now dead. And so we face
My
off
hero.
against the champion, who's actually too depressed to fight back.
Please, just kill me.
Wow, wait, what? Really?
So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. We have proven.
Wait, he's actually just too. Wait, is he? Whoa, that's like wildly depressing. Wow, way to end on a
once
interesting
and
note.
for all that Reanu Reeves is the greatest and most dangerous
What's the
entity
point?
in the entire known universe.
Oh,
we have
man.
become Grand Master of the arena. Everything is going well
Wow,
for us.
beautiful.
Absolutely nothing could go
Mwah.
wrong.
Wow, you're the grand champion. I saw your fight against the Grey Prince. You're the best. Can I?
Right, well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is all for today's video. We've truly broken the enchanting system of Oblivion to create an entity that just simply can't be stopped.